What's up, you guys? Matt Jablonski here with the Point of Change. Let me get my comments all pulled up over here. There's everybody. How you guys doing tonight? Go ahead and let me know some recovery dates, stuff like that in the comments. Tonight is the Point of Change meets Xander. Xander's here. He's been a follower of the Point of Change for like 4 years now. Tonight's the first time I've actually gotten to talk to this guy, so I'm excited to actually hear his story. Let's get some people here. Throw those likes and loves up, guys. Share this video out if you don't mind. Matt Holzum, what's going on? Catherine, good to see ya. What's up, Peter? Pam, thank you for being here. Shasta, good to see you. Tammy Brooks in the house. Michael's here. Josh and Lori are here. Good to see you guys. Can a soda? Yes, Matt. I'm just gonna say yes. April, good to see you. Brandy, good to see you. Awesome. Thanks for being here, guys. Make sure you hit that share button as you come in. Joni Faulkner, good evening. Good to see you. Yes, tonight is a long time coming. Quick personal announcement before we get started. Caitlin took her final today, and she got an A+ on her final at massage school. If you didn't know, she's cheering in the background. Caitlin's in school to be a massage therapist, and tonight was one of her finals, and she rocked it, man. So I'm so proud of that girl pushing forward in life. Jimmy, good to see you. Stephanie, Brandy, woo, yeah, Xander's here. Xander's here. Tammy, yay, Caitlin, right. So proud of that girl. All right, guys, I'm not gonna wait any longer. Let's get Xander up here, guys. Throw every heart in the world up for our guest, Xander.
Hey,
what's going on, man? How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Good to finally get you up on here. Thanks for being patient and being ready to get on here tonight. And last night didn't work out, but awesome to have you, dude.
Oh yeah, awesome. Which today's my 100 days, so it's great being on.
That's awesome, man. 100 days and you get to share your story up here. That's freaking cool, man. Congratulations. 100 days. That's freaking crazy. Now, you got 100 days completely sober now?
Yes.
Right? Yes. Now, before that, did you have time away from your DOC before that?
Yeah. Originally, I was sober from meth for 4 years, but I had fell deep into alcoholism and stuff. So, yeah.
So finally taking care of that one. That's awesome. You made it over the 90-day mark and right here on the 100 days. That's awesome, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Throw up some hearts, guys. What's that, man?
I went to a meeting right before this so I could kind of get in the zone a little bit.
That's awesome. Are your meetings pretty close by you?
Yeah, they're about 20 minutes away.
Oh, okay. Sweet. That's your home group now since you started this completely sober journey?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. I appreciate your transparency on it all too, man. I appreciate you coming up here to share with us tonight. So why don't you give us a little bit of your background, like where you're from, brothers, sisters, mom and dad, stuff like that.
I'm from Louisiana. Both of my parents are addicts. My dad's been in recovery for 15 years, and my mom's still in active addiction. Yeah. I have a brother. He's actually my cousin, but I really consider him a brother because we kind of grew up together, and he's been one of my biggest support systems for basically my entire life. So
that's cool. That's good to have a family connection like that. And your dad's been in recovery for 15 years, you said?
Yeah, he got sober. I can't remember. He told me the other day it was 15 years. So he was an alcoholic and a gambling addict.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those two like to go hand in hand, gambling and alcoholism.
Doesn't help that he's tribal and, we have
Oh, for sure. So have you always had a pretty stable relationship with your dad then?
Not really. Like whenever I was little, we weren't too close. Like he kind of left the situation for a while because my mom's kind of crazy, but eventually we got to talking more, and we see each other like once a year now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he in your vicinity somewhere or no?
He lives about 4 hours away, but he's always traveling for work. So he's like all over the country all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes it hard to get together, don't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got some family members that travel for work, and it's like every once in a while they'll actually get to travel down here to like, because I live pretty close to Madison, Milwaukee, Chicago. So like a couple of my brothers will be working in the area sometimes. It's like, yes.
Yeah, he came through Jackson the other night, took me to dinner, so that was pretty cool.
That's good. That's good. Glad you got some kind of, a lot of people don't have any family connection at all. So that's awesome to have that.
Oh yeah.
And I take it he's supportive of your recovery journey. Does he know about that?
Oh yeah, he's definitely pretty supportive. Like anything I need, he like I can, if I'm struggling with bills or something, I can call him and he'll help out like at the drop of a hat.
Good, man. Glad you got that on going for you.
Oh yeah.
So let's take her back to the beginning just for a minute. How did you get started into drugs?
Whenever I was about 10 or 11, I started drinking with my stepdad, and my mom started feeding me pain pills because she was big on pain pills. And uh, if I would be sad about something or mad about something, instead of letting me healthily express emotions, she would just tell me to shut the fuck up and take a pill. So she kind of force fed me pain pills, benzos, stuff like that. And as I got into high school, I started delving deeply into alcohol and more into pills. And then, whenever I was 17, she kind of kicked me out, and I ended up on the streets at some point, uh, making friends with the wrong people, and got into meth really bad.
Yeah. You mean the friends you made on the streets weren't good people? What the hell?
Right?
You mean the guy who sold you the meth wasn't a good guy? Oh man, that's all of our at least all of us got that in part of our stories, the running with the wrong crowd, and you're an awesome guy. I've known you through Facebook for 4 years now, and I see nothing but positivity from you. And it's always crazy. It's awesome that we never got to see each other back in our crazy days, but it's always kind of weird. Like, it's like you can never picture, you're like, that guy did that stuff. No way,
Right.
So once you got involved with meth, how long did that run last?
uh, let's see. I was 17. I didn't get sober until from that till 2018. And that, I think I was 21, 22, something like that. And that's whenever Anthony took me in, my cousin, my brother, and he helped me detox from meth and all the pills I was on and stuff, and helped me get a job, get kind of stable. But then I started relying on alcohol, and I had ended up getting a job at Sam's Club, and my schedule would have me off work at 12:30 in the day. And as soon as I would get off work, I would start pouring up a drink. So that turned into drinking from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep.
So you were still running.
Yeah, just different drugs.
Yeah, still just trying to numb the pain. Still
Yeah.
just numbing the pain. Now, did you have much well, I mean, obviously your mother was force feeding you pills and things like that, but was there much childhood trauma, anything like that?
Oh, a lot of it. Like my stepdad was really abusive. My mom was abusive. Um, my stepdad would my mom and him would fight like every night, and I would have to stay awake and break them up from killing each other pretty much. And my stepdad would, like, when we would stay up and drink all night, he would tell me war stories, and he would put me in like a chokehold and he would teach me how to get out of it. And like, he would, if I asked for help with homework or something, he would like pin me against the wall and scream it into my face. It was a terrible childhood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we don't need to delve into it too much. There's always some kind of connection there,
Yeah.
Myself, it wasn't parental or anything, but I had my older brother who he took it a step beyond the, everybody says sibling rivalry or whatever, but it was a step above that, where I was getting locked in tiny rooms and lights shut off and stuff like that, so I think all people in addiction, not, I shouldn't say all people in addiction, because there is addiction by prescription and stuff, you know, but there seems to be a very common link between childhood trauma and addiction.
Definitely.
Let's see. Nene Parker says, I am so proud of you, Xander.
Thanks, Ma. That's my best friend who passed away. His mom, she kind of took me in as her own son.
That's awesome. That's awesome. She says, Bry would be crying right now. He would be so proud.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. It's good that I'm glad to see some some family and friends, and a familial structure in the comments. I love that. You know, when you got somebody out there watching for you, it's good to see familiar names, you know?
Oh yeah.
So when you first stepped away from the meth and then you got into alcohol, was that just because of the environment you were around at the time?
I think it was more so a coping mechanism because I had never dealt with anything sober, and alcohol was just the easiest thing for me to get to because I didn't want to do drugs anymore. I didn't want to do anything illegal anymore, but alcohol was just it was always viewed in this positive light in a sense because everybody drinks.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like it's better than meth, so it can't be that bad. And I think that led me into that.
Yeah, the old justifications start coming in, right?
Yeah.
So what was it that made you realize you needed to quit alcohol? Was there a moment or anything, or was it just a gradual progression?
It was kind of a progression. I started going to therapy, and I started being honest with my therapist about how much I was drinking, and he was like, Jesus Christ, man. uh, so that kind of, and I started thinking about, as I would drink, I would start thinking about how my parents were growing up. And I was like, I'm literally turning into them. So I talked to my therapist about the IOP program, and I got into that, took a leave from work. And that is what kind of made me realize that this is the life I want, like sobriety.
Right on. And then through that, you got involved with AA, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. Awesome. And how long you got the whole 100 days you've been with your AA program then, or was it a after thing?
I started AA about a week after I got sober.
Awesome. Awesome. AA, you know, even though I didn't stick with the program, it's such an awesome thing. Even if you don't stick with it in the long run or whatever, it gives you such a good foundation. Because like, even if you're like, you had already stepped away from the majorly toxic drugs, but then you got alcohol and stuff, and there's still ties that need to be cut from people when you quit anything, you know, and that leaves a hole. And AA and NA is a really great way to get yourself support with your addiction, and also pick up an extra support system along the way, you know?
Right. Yeah.
How has it been for you adjusting to the meetings? Was it weird at all?
I was terrified my first meeting. I was literally like shaking, and I got up and got my first chip, and everybody was just so nice, and it was strange to me because everybody was so accepting and respectful and nice. So I was just like, I like this place. And then the more I started going, the less anxiety I felt. And then I met my sponsor, and it's just started getting better and better and better.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear you picked up a sponsor in the process too.
Oh yeah.
Just like anything you take on in life, it's almost like I look at the sobriety journey when you do it through a program. It's like an apprenticeship program for like a carpenter or electrician or anything, you know. It's good to have that somebody that's going to teach you the ropes as you go, because like you can get the book and go to the meetings and just do it on your own. You can, that's not outside of the question, but just it's a whole different language, you know, like sobriety language is a whole nother thing that you have to learn. So it's good to have somebody that's been there that can walk you through it. How long did it take you to find a sponsor?
I think it only took like a week because he actually approached me, and I kind of just stuck with him ever since then. He's a great guy.
Excellent. That's awesome, man. 100 days. I'm still stoked about that.
It's hard to believe.
That's crazy. So what has been What do you think has been your single biggest hurdle that you've gone over in your recovery?
Um, the first few weeks, it was like it was so weird to me. I had to drink cranberry juice every day, and like anything like tarty and sour, I would drink that to curb the cravings, and I kind of just I started going a little crazy, but like I think after the second week, I started having those using dreams again, and after those first few weeks, it I think that was probably the hardest thing is the first few weeks.
For sure, for sure. Just breaking through that initial detox period was the
Right.
hardest thing for you.
Right.
Right on. Has there been any what's the word I'm looking for? Any amends that you've realized you need to make or anything?
You were cutting out for a second. What'd you say?
Was there any amends that you've made along the way that were kind of tough or anything like that?
Um, Definitely. There was a few. Ironically, I had started making them before even realizing that was a part of the process before going to AA. So I kind of got lucky with that one, I guess.
That's awesome. So that was part of the process that a lot of people have trouble with sometimes is making those amends. Um, but it's also very true what you said. A lot of people just kind of start doing that because
Yeah.
you just feel that pull in your heart, like I did wrong. I need to make up for it somehow.
Right. Right.
Awesome. Awesome, man. So what are your plans for the future with your recovery? Do you got any goals set up?
Oh, definitely. I'm in school studying psychology with a concentration in addiction studies. So my goal is to become like an addiction counselor and one day a psychiatrist.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
That'd be
got a couple interviews coming up, job interviews in that field. So,
nice. Get your shoe in the door right away, man.
oh yeah.
That'd definitely be a good job for you. Let's see. Laura says, I love your sponsor. He's amazing. And so are you, all of you who are sober now. I know it takes a lot, and I admire you all. Thank you, Laura.
Thanks, fam.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see who else we got here. Becky says, having a sober community is so very helpful. Definitely.
Agreed.
Agreed. Anybody have any questions for Xander along the way? Feel free to throw those up in there. Let's see. Josh and Lori, alcohol is very easy to get, brother. So you are amazing to be able to step away from that. Congratulations, bro.
Oh, thanks.
Heck yeah. Let's see. Is this Lisa Ann? I'm not sure on the name there. Or Alyssa?
Yeah, Alyssa.
Oh, okay. The baby is growing whenever, whatever, wherever, forever.
Always.
Oh, that's awesome. You got some friends here showing up and showing out. Rick says Xander wouldn't be where he is without your friendship, Laura.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very
Friends
true.
friends make it a lot better. So so let's see. I think we covered all my questions. Let me see if I can think of anything to ask you that's important. What's your advice for somebody else who's walking that same path you are? Either maybe they're back in the bad days or in the middle grounds where you were, but what's your advice for somebody that's coming into recovery?
The most important thing is community, and isolating yourself may feel like being the right thing to do at the time, but humans are social creatures and we need community. We need um, a support system. And the most important thing to know is that you're loved, and you need to understand that people out there do care about you, and it's possible to get sober. Like, there's not a thing in this world that's impossible.
Amen. Amen. And sobriety definitely helps that journey. I'm proud of you, man. You were doing recovery kind of, well, I don't want to say wrong, but you were doing recovery the way that worked for you up till that point, and and you were still open and honest about the fact that you were not completely sober.
Right.
And still pushing through and trying to make it work for you. And then you realized that wasn't working, and you made the effort and took the extra step. And now you got 100 days down this new path. That's freaking beautiful, man. I'm proud of you. I might still be back here, not 100% sober, but I'm still proud of you, man. And I'm glad to be a extra support system in your life. I'm so happy that you're still rocking with the Point of Change. So congratulations on everything, brother. Is there anything else you want to say to these people?
Thanks, and thank all of you for the support and just the kind words. Just keep going. Just take it one day at a time.
Amen. Amen. One day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time, if you got to. Dig down and get through it. Thanks for coming on here tonight, Xander.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's good to actually just get to meet each other and talk. I love meeting my followers, and this is better than nothing, you know. Yeah. Someday in person. Someday right. In person. Well, thanks for coming on and sharing with us, brother. I'm going to let you get out of here, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening. So love you, man. Have a good night.
Love you. Have a good one.
Yep. Peace out, bro. There you have it, guys. The Point of Change meets Xander. What an awesome guy. What an awesome guy. I'm really happy that we were able to make this work tonight. This was supposed to be last night, obviously, but had some problems come in the mix there and couldn't make it happen. So we're here tonight, and I appreciate Xander for being so patient, being understanding, and being eager to make this date happen and get here. And I think all things happen for a reason. And God wanted him to be here on his 100 days. I think that's what happened there tonight. It wasn't going to happen until Xander crossed that 100-day marker. And now he's across that. And here he was to share with us. And what an awesome story. What a good guy. And to hear, it's always crazy to me to hear from you guys and to hear your story of addiction, because it's hard to picture, you know, as I'm sure it is hard for you guys to picture myself in a 13-year meth addiction. It's hard to see the demon once we've come into this recovery life. And I don't like to spend a lot of time digging through the dinosaur doo-doo, you know. I don't like to spend a lot of time talking about our active addiction and digging up those old memories and stuff. But it's good to share these testimonies, because there's people out there who are where Xander was. And they might hear this story and realize, holy shit, I can change that. I can do something different, you know. And just like Xander did, you know, he made a change, got away from the meth, and through harm reduction, stepped down to things that weren't going to kill him so immediately. Alcohol and marijuana. I mean, you guys know my stance on cannabis. But when it becomes a degradation, it becomes a degradation. If something is bringing your life down, it's bringing your life down. Doesn't matter how many people say it's right. Doesn't matter if it's legal. Doesn't matter even if I'm telling you that cannabis is good for you. Whatever. If something's not good for you, it's not good for you. And he recognized that and then took the extra step. A lot of people will stay stuck in that middle ground, you know. If it's good for you, that's awesome. And I'm glad that it's working for you. But if it's not, you know, be real with yourself. Be real with your support system. Take the extra step and try a different approach, you know. And he recognized the toxicity that was flowing into his life, recognized his trajectory of his life was heading in a way he didn't want, and made that step. That's a badass right there. That's a walking badass. All right, guys, next weekend on the 22nd, 7 p.m. Central, Jesse Crossan, the second chancer, will be here. Jesse is a TikToker who did 19 years in prison. After he was released, he now works for prison reform to change some of the unfair things that he saw while he was in prison. So he's going to be here on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Central to share with us. Also, this weekend, I am meeting with some people to figure out the logistics on how we can do an online Narcan training. I have someone who is willing to present a Narcan training here on the Point of Change. So I'm going to meet with them on Thursday to get that scheduled, and we'll be doing a live Narcan training here on the Point of Change. So if you've If you know how to use Narcan and you'd like a little refresher, because hopefully it's a skill that you never have to use. And hopefully it's a skill that maybe if you do have it, you haven't done it in a long time or never used it. This will be a good opportunity to just see an example of how to administer Narcan to someone who is having an overdose. So excited to get that scheduled. Thank you guys so much for all the support for these interviews. I'm really glad that you guys wanted this to come back, and I'm really glad that we've gotten it to come back. If anyone who is watching this would like to schedule an interview, we are doing these Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Central. Unfortunately, of course, tonight's Monday night. I know this one's different. Normal time will be Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Central. If you can make that work for you and you'd like to get up here and share your story of addiction and recovery, shoot a message to the page and we will get you scheduled. Right now we are booked up through February, but we are looking for people for March. So get a hold of me and we'll get you scheduled. I love you guys so much. I hope somebody learned something from this. I hope you got some value from Xander's story. If you're just joining me now, make sure you catch the replay on this one. This was an awesome story, and I'm really thankful that Xander was so willing to come up here and share with us. It takes a lot of courage to get up on a page and share your story like that. You know, it's some of this stuff is kind of hard hitting. Some of it kind of is, you know, whatever. It brings about feelings within you to talk about this stuff. So I really appreciate anybody that's willing to step up and stay and go bold and talk about it. So I appreciate all you guys for tuning in and being an attentive audience. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys tomorrow evening around 7 or between 6 and 8, something like that. So until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay clean.